Right, okay, I've got to say a few things about, where's that piece of paper? Oh, I see it is, about our next presenter, who is Lydia Slack. Now, she's done us a favour this evening. There's a big shot of presenters, and she's volunteered to step in and to fill the void. Who's seen Lydia before? Yeah, you'll know how good Lydia is, so we really appreciate her stepping in. But Lydia is carving a bit of a career for herself, because when she presented here, we all spotted the potential of Lydia, and people said she needs an agent, blah, blah. So actually, Lydia is going to be appearing at the Chortle Student Comedy Award on February 28th, that's this Tuesday, at the Library Pub on Woodhouse Lane. So if you want to go and, after you've seen Lydia, I'm assuming she's going to perform well tonight. I know she's a bit nervous, but she'll be alright, I'm sure she will. If you want to go and see her, that's where she'll be appearing. It's something £4 on the door or wherever, and you can show your love and support by seeing her there. Anyway, I won't worry anymore, I'll just have to get on with it. So please give a big round of applause for Lydia Slack, come on!
Some people think living on a hill farm is idyllic, but there are many reasons why I wanted to leave. The weather, the isolation, all the other members of my family. But the day a cow walked in the house, that was it. Some people say cows can't walk backwards, but I made this one walk backwards. Mum said, "Olivia, be careful. That's Taxel Duchess Shottle III," although she didn't get my name right. So I thought I wouldn't be missed. And I was really ready to get away from the farm and see another side of life. When a girl from educational charity, Project Trust, came into my sixth form and gave a talk all about her year in Peru. And I thought, Peru? That sounds about far enough. So I applied for a gap year with Project Trust, which first meant attending a week's selection course on the Hebridean Isle of Coll. For me, getting to Coll was a 9.5-hour train journey, changing trains at Manchester, Preston and Glasgow, stopping in Oban overnight with other volunteers and getting a 5-hour ferry the next day. I was only 17 at the time, so it was very daunting. But I was really looking forward to my first week away from the farm. When we arrived on Coll, it was cold, wet, no mobile phone signal, but lots of sheep. For everybody else, it was a totally new cultural experience. For me, it was just like home. We went on to do some character building tasks like climb hills and dig holes, still like home. But with the other volunteers, I really enjoyed it. We also had to teach a lesson, write an essay on current affairs and present a lesson. We got to know about Project Trust and they got to know about us. It was a really challenging week. But when I got home, I said, "Mum, that's the best holiday I've ever had." So, 2 weeks later, I got a letter through the post saying I'd been selected for a 12-month teaching project in Swaziland and that it was time to start fundraising. £4,850. Or as my dad puts it, 2.5 cows. I raised the money with a variety of events and I even did a sponsored skydive. I went back up to Coll for training and it was time to leave. The 27th of August 2010. I said goodbye to my brothers at Macclesfield train station. I said goodbye to my sister at home because she really wanted to go to her friend's house for dinner. And my parents came with me to Heathrow. On arrival at Heathrow, I did a quick scan of the terminal and soon noticed a group of Project Trust volunteers in one corner. There were 4 of us going to Swaziland, but there was about 30 volunteers going to South Africa, so we were all on the same flight to Johannesburg. So there they were, sitting together, without their parents. And there was me, standing there, with both of mine. I thought it was time to say goodbye. So we arrived in Swaziland, and I was volunteering with Manzini Youth Care, which is an organisation which has about 120 street children and 6 different homes. So I was teaching maths and English, coaching netball, and teaching the piano. I also ended up becoming the project manager of the Nelson Mandela Children's Fund Sports for Good project. And Project Trust also encouraged us to do another project. So I was introduced to 8 little orphans whose parents had both died of HIV in the last 2 years, and their house was deteriorating. So I got in contact with friends and family back home, and we built them a house. But the whole time I was there, I had a wonderful experience. But my parents every day were absolutely terrified for my safety. So once I settled in, I invited them out for a visit. And they visited in April. And I decided to take them to the tourist market, as it's really safe. And I'd become a bit of a local. But with my parents there, we looked like tourists. And they must have just looked at somebody the wrong way. Because a man came up to me and threatened me with a knife. And it was really scary, but I turned my back to my parents and I reasoned with him in Swaziland. And eventually he went away. But I was really shaken up. My mum put her arm around me and said, "Thank goodness we were there." So if you want to go away to another country and be safe, don't invite your parents.
Lydia!